What is up, everybody? It's your boy John McGarrett's here with another tutorial, hopefully, Big Game Hunters tutorial specifically. And what I wanted to talk about today is what build order should you start first when you're playing Terran, because it kind of depends on a lot of things, I feel. And the biggest indicator of what type of build order I feel you should go, and I have about 1,000 games so far, and I've gotten my new account up to 50-some%. So like I'm getting better, and it's using this strategy. So just okay, grain of salt though. I'm not the best player ever, but let's just jump right into the tutorial. And the biggest thing you should take into account is your enemy team. Okay, so like since we have 3 randoms here, we don't know what they are. So like say all 3 of them got Zerg, they could all 5 pool and then just send them all down to 6. And that is a high probability if they were all Zerg. If they were all Zerg, they probably would pull some sort of cheese like that, since they would be taking an economic hit. It would be in their best interest to kill themselves. So again, this is why then, moving to the next part of this tutorial, is what I'm doing, this build order here. And this is called an 8 racks. And I kind of messed it up a little bit, but essentially what you want to do is a build order where you build your barracks first, okay? You just want to get that barracks online first, instead of doing a wall in like here, which this, I would have walled in if I was in a different position, but there's certain positions in the Big Game Hunter map that I do not want to mess with. So as you can see here, we have a Zerg player who's getting a gas, and he's getting a spawning pool. So he's doing a 9 pool, and he's going to go fast Zerglings, most likely. One of the greatest parts about Big Game Hunter, I will say, is the very easy predictability from your opponents. It is very, very simple to detect what they're going to do. It is like almost smooth brain. Because there's not a lot of openers for how people should play, especially the team dynamic. It complicates things, but it also simplifies everything at the same time. So the reason why I did this is because you can expect early rushes. So I will take just the economic hit in this situation, and then also another situation is that if I kill that probe, nice, got the scout. So they know that I am defending myself heavily now. Okay, so now we're going to go for the refinery, and then we're going to try to pick up the second supply depot, actually. Sorry, I'm trying to do live commentary so you guys can kind of see. I'm hoping I win, but, you know, you never... Another part of this team game thing is that you can never really guarantee that you're going to win or lose or whatever. So it's just kind of like a toss-up, but I'm just trying to show you a tutorial of, like, how to survive. Because, see, this guy might just die here because, you know, it's a Zerg player. Zerg players put on a lot of things, so that's part of the lesson here. It's a thing called initiative. So... I am a little late with this build order here on certain tech coming out. So the reason why I did what I'm doing so far and not scouting, if you've noticed that, is because I took an economy hit, so then I am making up for that by not having a scout go out. And I'm going for a standard mech build because I'm just going to try to tech up because we might lose red. And since I don't have troops to go defend him, it might just be in our best interest to not send any troops out, because I got cannon contained, so they're containing us so that we can't help each other, and they're hoping that this works out. But it all depends on if this guy gets any more whatever out, so just don't worry about that. We might lose everything, but I just kind of wanted to make this tutorial, just kind of show you the 8 racks open, because as you can see, they didn't choose to attack me. They saw that I had this up, because I was able to get 5 Marines up before, 5 Marines in a bunker before, well, let's say like 3 Marines in a bunker before they were able to get any,
additional supply depots required.
I supply box like a big noob because I'm too busy talking, but still, I just want to like point out that this is a viable open. And I feel like you should take this into account when you play, and the different things you need to take into account is what your team is playing and what your team is. So if you're playing a Terran and you have Terran on your team, you need to take into account that you're not going to have a thing called initiative. An initiative is when you
Add-on complete.
Initiative is when you have a thing. If you have priority to attack enemies or not, essentially is what it means. So at this point too, I'm probably going to go into a double gas because I feel like mutas are coming up next. See, this is why we try to avoid the wall-ins, because they can do run-bys, but this guy went Goliaths too, so he's able to hold the speed link, but we're probably going to be a follow-up into... I feel like it's going to be a follow-up into, what is the word? Mutalisks?
supply
And I,
depots
like I
required.
said, this is kind of like a bad. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so yeah, so sorry. This tutorial is gonna be kind of sloppy because I'm trying to do live commentary to show.
Supply depots required.
What do you want?
Okay, so we got an enemy Terran on the enemy team. Now we know that.
Additional supply depots required.
Did I not start another? Oh, geez, I'm so super newbie. So yeah, right. So that kind of concludes it. So this tutorial isn't necessarily about how to win, but it's about how to get you to the
Additional supply depots
to the later
required.
stages of the game. I hope that makes sense. So because we have an enemy Terran, which means I'm probably going to be getting followed up with Mutalisk and probably some sort of siege tank contained. So it's 1 Zerg, 1 Protoss, 1 Terran. He's coming down to scout with the racks here, as you can see over there, and he's probably going to do some siege across the water. Yep. Standard Terran stuff. Now he left, and that's game. So that's good. But getting to the 6 minutes is very important. See, I'm very online. If I had a team, this is the toss-up of team games, but I'm online. Let's just leave the game and see what the Zerg player was going for and see if I was going to be able to hold that or not. And like I said, getting to 6 minutes is super important because if it becomes a lot more, you're going to have a lot better win percentages. And if Red had held a little bit better, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of what-ifs with team games that you have no control of, which is why also they're awesome for playing, because then you can kind of feel better about, like, you know, if you lose, it's not all your fault. And I don't know. I just like team games, too, because they're fast and they get you, like, Big Game Hunters especially, I think, is a perfect mode to play because you'll get a lot of practice because you don't have to worry about all this economy stuff. You can just play on the same base. So I just want to see what the Zerg player was, see if I was predicting the mutas or what was he doing before the game ended. How fast is his layer coming in line? So he goes into, you know, as you can see, 1 base. Zergling finishes off red, super easy. We got my this Terran boy here. He's going this. He's going triple fact. A lot of gas. So a tip too is, like, I see the pro players, they will only get 1 machine shop per gas you have. So getting all these machine shops, it's going to kind of slow you down because these 2 machine shops could have just been a tank, and then that's a slower siege mode as well. And all these types of optimizations are going to matter to you. So, like, you could have been building 2 vultures, you could have been building 3 vultures and getting mines, and then transition right into the siege mode, and then gone into, you know, a second geyser, kind of like I did a little bit, and then you could have had more siege tanks out instead of only having 1 vulture and 1 marine. So this guy, I feel, was a little bit which he was the host. I'm not trying to talk crap. I'm not trying to talk crap. I'm just seeing, like, what I'm applying what I've learned from whatever. So he was going cyber into robo. So this guy was probably going like a dark Templar, but I'm really worried about the Zerg player because this would have been the big punish. This type of stuff you could play out of with just vultures and mines, because if they do a DT drop, you can kind of like mess with it. And I was going armory, and then I did get the eBay, so I might have been able to time out getting the getting ready to stop the drop, whatever it is, but really quickly. Okay, so he did go lair, and he was picking up. Jeez. Hi, guys. He was getting the Spire. So he was getting the Spire, so I was right in predicting what I predicted. So I did go to the Armory, and I did go Engineering Bay, because like I said, when you play Big Game Hunters, there's only a certain amount of situations that you're going to run into, and if you just, like, learn to counter those situations, which, like you said, like, if he had just tried to push me with siege tanks, this would have slowed that down, allowed me to whatever, and, like, I could have been in a lot better position to make a better video, to fight better, but I did supply block like 3 times like a big noob, but still. The 8 racks is the reason I survived, and I was not picked by the enemy team to get pushed. But if they did push me, we probably could have come back, or we probably could have played a little bit better, because like I said, this guy was kind of weak with his little unoptimized build order here. You know, he's going 3 siege tanks. He's just trying to produce out of 3 siege tanks, and he was super late with the gas, and he could have had that line better to make this happen a lot sooner. But anyway, not trying to criticize anybody, but I'm just saying whatever. But what I'm saying is that 4-fact Goliath with turrets in the main would have stopped this. It would have stopped whatever this guy's going for. He's just going drops here. Looks like it was a Reaver drop. And you could fight that with mines, is what I'm saying. So knowing how to get to the mid game, like I said, as a Terran player, doing that 8 racks open, just to repeat it one more time, doing that 8 racks open, because you had, like I said before, you had 3 people on the enemy team. You didn't know what their race was. So then you can assume one of them is a Zerg. And if they're a Zerg player in Big Game Hunters, a lot of the times they open up a very early pool because economic builds for Zerg is not viable in team games. So there's more likely going to go 9 Ling into speed Zergling, and they're going to then macro out. They're not going to macro first because macro Zergs get hit first, okay? And then the other part of the thing I want to talk about is depending on what your team is. If it's an aggressive team, you may want to go, instead of 8 racks into Mech like I did here, you want to go 8 racks into Marine Medic because you want to be able to send troops across the map faster to support, which could have been an option for me, but I didn't predict this, but as our team was a defensive team with Terran, Protoss, we don't have a thing called Initiative that I just want to say. Initiative is where your team has a more aggressive open, which is the Zerg team. Each score, so a Terran would be a score of 1, Protoss would be a score of 2, and the Zerg would be a score of 3, and then the team with the higher initiative score gets to attack first. So keeping that in mind too tells you how you want to open. So if you're going to play defensive like this, it's better if you're a defensive Terran, it's better to go into Mech. If you're an offensive Terran, it's better to go into Marine Medic, especially if you're doing 8 racks open. But if they have a defensive team, like let's say I was this Terran, I would do a 9 supply normal economic build because I know my team has initiative, and then I can kind of chill back here and then set up and do a tech leap. Or if or just do a normal Marine Medic and then join the fight a little bit earlier. So there's my tutorial. Hopefully this makes sense. Hope you guys enjoy. Have a nice day. Play Starcraft Brood War. It's a really good game. Invite all your friends. I'm going to try to create more tutorials on different perspectives from the Big Game Hunters, especially because I'm no professional at all. And if you enjoyed this and you want to see more content of me talking about this stuff, please leave a comment down below of some questions you got so I can address it in another video. Or please subscribe so you can help me build my channel and help me build momentum and then reach more players and grow the scene. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Peace out.